You're listening to another episode of Inside the Techosystem, a podcast where we bring you fun and insightful topics about tech and its ecosystem in Nigeria. As usual, I'm your dearly beloved Chuka, and I'm joined by Emmanuel. Hey man.
Hey guys.
Where's your energy, guy? Come on.
No, it's coming.
People are always excited when they hear my voice, but then you just call me like, hey guys.
Oh, you're attacking me now.
All right. Emmanuel, what's up now? What's been good?
I'm good.
I feel like we should start asking people that listen to this how they've been, like, what's good?
Well, it's not like they can respond directly.
True. If you guys ever want to talk to us about, what's good, what's happening in your life, please send us an email. Or you can
reach out to us on
we
Twitter.
always have our details down. So let's just let me know. Just let us know. Okay. So let's just get into today's episode. All right. So today's episode is quite unique. You could have noticed from the title, this is actually going to be a series of episodes, and we're calling this series Inside the Mind of. This is where we invite guests and professionals from various fields, actually, and we get them to talk about topics in their career, sometimes things related to their personal lives, and how tech has been so far with them. It's actually quite crazy what you get to find out about a lot of people in this field and in this ecosystem. So, it's actually, I feel like it's going to be quite interesting. This is the first one, and we have an amazing guest today. All right, so allow me to introduce Aniekan a bit. Aniekan is a computer science graduate from the University of Uyo, and she currently works as a data scientist at Stears. She also has interest in data technology, business, products, and strategy. Aniekan is actually a very brilliant person, actually. I'm not going to say why I think she's brilliant. Or
you find out.
Yes, exactly. And if you're interested in finding out more, we'll leave our socials in the show notes. So you can reach out to her anytime. And she's a very good friend of mine. I know she's interested in business because, funny enough, I didn't even meet her through tech. I met her through business. So, Aniekan, that is what I know about you. What do people not know about you? So you can let them know now. Aniekan, please tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you for the compliment. Thank you for having me on your podcast. It's a privilege. It's actually my first podcast recording, and I look forward to more. So you've already said a lot about me. I'm a computer science graduate. I have a bachelor's in computer science. I currently work as a data scientist at Stears Nigeria Limited. Yeah, I have interest in many things relating to tech, business, data, products. What do people not know about me? I'm not sure if there's anything people don't know that I'm going to say. Yeah.
I bet there are a couple of things, but it's all good.
A whole lot of things.
You guys can message her personally after this.
Yeah.
All right. So there's something we always ask our guests whenever they come on this show. There's something we always ask them. It's a very important question, and it's very personal. Right?
It's like that.
Yes, and you have to be brutally honest. Okay, so we know where we stand. Are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
All right. So the question is, what would you be doing if you weren't in tech?
I'll be making money somehow.
Oh my God!
No. We want
that doesn't count.
We want something more specific. Everybody's passion is making money.
Okay, what would I be doing? I'll actually be running a business. Probably a business, like a business, B2B business. I would have a company, maybe manufacturing something. Yeah.
Okay. All right. That's fair enough. Okay. So as a guest from this episode, we're just going to be talking about data science in general. We're going to be picking your brain about your career, topics in data science and how data science currently is in Nigeria and, everything data science, basically.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Yeah, so we'll start off by just talking about what data science is. Give us a little bit of what it involves, and like I don't know anything about data science, for example, and I want to know what are the first things you would talk about.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so if you don't know about data science, or you've probably never heard of it, and you're wondering what is data science, my simple definition of data science is the application of scientific processes or models on data to make a computer intelligent to make accurate decisions on future unforeseen data. So data science.
Whoa, that was so technical.
that sounds like a lot. I mean, I understand it, but like.
Okay, let me break it down. Data science is applying science on data to make right decisions on unseen data. Is that easier to understand?
Yeah. I guess so. You know what? We'll let the listeners decide.
Yeah.
So in case anybody just says, "Oh, this episode, I don't understand what," we'll ask you on social media.
No problem. I'm pretty active on social media.
All right.
So we're just going to be asking a bunch of questions so that we get out the depth and the breadth of data science, and just want our listeners to know more about data science. So I'll start with the first question. So the first question is, what's the current trend for data science in Nigeria? So like tech is booming in Nigeria right now, at least on Twitter and in the news. So it's booming, and then there's a lot of aspects in tech. There's web, there's hardware, there's data science, there's machine learning, there's AI, there's all sorts, right? So I'm currently in the web space, and I know how web has developed over the years, right? So for data science, what's the current trend? Where is it at in Nigeria, and where is it heading towards?
Okay. So I would say in Nigeria, it's still starting. The industry is still at its early stages. So there's a lot of research going on. Lots of people are going into research, checking out and trying out different machine learning and deep learning models and solving problems that are unique to the Nigerian and African society. So where it is right now is, I would say, research phase. There's a lot of research going on. There are a lot of organizations that sponsor data science related research and encourage people to do research, write papers, attend conferences. I would say that the major branches of data science that can be seen in Nigeria right now are image recognition and natural language processing. That's because data is easy to find in Nigeria. So image recognition, there's a lot of pictures, images. It's very easy to collate such data in Nigeria. Same with natural language processing. People are always talking on Twitter. People are always writing. People are always posting.
True.
Get that data, So I would say those are the two branches of data science that are really blooming in Nigeria right now. For the future, I'm hopeful that we would expand to other areas of data science like speech recognition and detection, more advanced. We are able to get more data that can help us go into more advanced research. That's what I see for the future.
Nice.
Oh, okay. That sounds cool.
So I'm guessing we're on the right path in Nigeria.
Yes, we are. Moving a bit slowly, but we're on the right path.
Oh, wow.
Sounds good.
Okay. So, basically, you mentioned machine learning, deep learning, and some things. Are these all under data science, or there's a difference between data science, machine learning?
Okay, so data science is a combination of data analysis, building the model, and deploying the model. Okay. So machine learning and deep learning are tools the algorithms you use to build this model. So I would say machine learning and deep learning are a part of or a component of data science. They are what make up data science.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's like they kind of feed off each other or something.
I don't want to call them tools, but maybe that's the word I should use. So they are tools to achieve data science.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
What about data analytics? Is it still under data science?
What about what? Sorry, I didn't get that.
Data analytics.
Yes, it is under data science. So when you get your data, you analyze your data first to even understand what the data is about and all that. Then when you analyze your data and you see what data you're working with, you use either a machine learning algorithm or a deep learning algorithm or a hybrid, and you can try and mix algorithms to build a model. That will learn from this data, and you can deploy it to production for people to use. So that's your product.
Wow, data science, I don't know. It kind of sounds really complicated. Like, do you think currently in our ecosystem, if someone wanted to get started with tech, like the first thing they would go to is data science? Because I feel like you started with data science. I don't know if you did much of web or anything like that.
So I would not say it is complicated. I would say it is broad. So it's easy to get overwhelmed. So just take it one step at a time. And yes, you're right. I started with data science. I didn't start with web. I tried web, to be honest. But it didn't work for me. I just wasn't getting it.
How? I don't understand.
For me in Nigeria, like web development is like bread and butter for everybody. Like
everybody I really tried.
You can see when I said Aniekan is really smart. Web didn't work for her. It was too simple. It was too basic. She had to go to data science.
So yeah, but for someone that is getting started in data science, for people that reach out to me, I always advise them that in data analysis or data analytics. It's a less complicated field. It gives you faster returns and things like that because you see the impact of your work and faster than the move for data science. Because the process of training the model can take weeks and it's quite frustrating. So I advise them to start in this with data analytics, and as they keep working with data and get more experience and build more technical skills, they can go deeply into data science.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that sounds good. Okay. Sounds like I have a new job now. I'm probably going to switch to data analytics.
Please don't. just stick to where you are.
It's fun.
Let's be open-minded, Tomorrow we don't know where we find ourselves,
Aniekan's skin is better than us web developers.
Yeah.
So it's probably, I don't know, maybe there's not a lot of stress. I think web developers, they just suffer head.
So there's this tweet I saw on Twitter the other day. Person was like, I wake up and I suffer every day.
that is developers in Nigeria.
That's the life of a web developer.
I have just one sentence for you, and my sentence is the grass is greener on the other side. That is all I have to
say. Sounds great. So like you guys have like openings.
Well, Aniekan, I listened to your talk yesterday at GDG Fest, that is Uyo. I don't know how many people listening to this attended that event, but it was actually really nice. Aniekan killed it, by the way. You said something. You said data scientists also code. So I don't know.
Of course they do.
Yes, but I'm not sure. I don't think it's as much as devs or something.
Like, what are devs?
Like web developers and stuff.
Data developers.
Like you guys write like lines and stuff. That's
so data science developers is another argument for another day.
Okay.
As I said earlier, data science for me is a combination of data analysis, the model building, and deployment. So for data analysis, you can analyze data with either good old Microsoft Excel, which you don't have to code for the most part, or you can actually analyze data with Python or R.
Okay.
These are programming languages. So for that step, you might have to program. You most likely would have to program. To develop the model as well, machine learning, deep learning, they're all written in programming languages, except they're using a software or a platform that allows you to build these models without coding. So if you're not using those software, then you're writing code to build your model. And when you're deploying your model as well, you're writing code to deploy your model to whatever cloud service you're using. So yes, data scientists write code a lot.
That's encouraging.
Yeah.
So it means that I'm not going to have to write less. I write more. That's cool.
Please don't mind if you listen to Emmanuel. He's not doing any data science anything. No.
So funny enough, I tried machine learning when I was in my final year. My final year project was on machine learning, was actually deep learning. So I took a course on Udacity. But to be honest, like it was very difficult because like everything was just weird for me. I was used to, connect to database,
Create, read, update, delete.
and all that. And then I came to a world where I wasn't sure of my results at every point in time. Like web developers, once you do something, it's either wrong or it's right. You get? So, but with data science, it's variable, and that variability it annoys me. Yeah, so we've talked about a bit of web developers against data scientists and all. So like in Nigeria, web developers are more
and designers
and designers too, right? So can you kind of like differentiate between the work of a web developer and the work of data science? So let's say in a day, for instance, a web developer goes to his computer and gets designs, converts it to front end, or a back end guy works on validation and connecting database, writing a few business logics, right? So for data science, what's like your work day to day?
Yeah, like how do you start your day off as
Okay. So I would say as a data scientist, your day-to-day work could be different, but what you ideally do on a day-to-day basis is first of all, there are a lot of meetings because especially for companies, data science is used to solve business problems. So you have a lot of meetings with executives, stakeholders, and C-suite people. They will share their business concerns with you, business problems with you, and you would see how you can use your skills to solve those problems. Then you reach out to maybe your database manager if you have such a database admin, or your data engineer, depends on how your company is structured, to see what data is available, what data you guys are collecting, and if you have what you need to solve the problem. Then when you have access to the data, you now begin your work. So you look at the data, okay, because there's going to be a lot of noise, a lot of unwanted data. So you have to do a lot of cleaning, dropping things that are unnecessary, keeping things that are very necessary for you. So you work with the data, clean it, unveil it, look at it, visualize it so that you see there are any patterns you can spot. Then you try to build a model that can learn from that data. Test the model if it's giving you a good enough performance score. If it isn't, you keep going back and forth, tuning parameters, tuning the data, dropping some features, because these are things that can affect the model performance. Then when you're satisfied with your model performance, you can now deploy it. And then if you have internal people test it, or if you have beta users, have them test it, and then give reports to the stakeholders. Okay, this is the problem you had. This is the data I used, and I have solved it. Here it's supposed to show you that I have solved the problem, maybe increasing revenue, reducing churn, whatever problem they have asked you to solve. So you now give reports to them. So it's not, I don't know, I've never really been a web developer, so I don't know what your day-to-day job is. But for a data scientist, I've never been a web developer, so I don't know what your day, like how you guys do your job.
Yeah, I said we don't do much.
Oh, yeah, but for a data scientist, you do more. So you sit in meetings, you have to understand from the business point of view, you have to create reports and charts, you have to be able to communicate as well, ask the right questions. So it's a lot of soft skills and hard skills needed there. So that's why I said your day-to-day can be very different. But generally, that's just what I do it looks like.
Yeah, Aniekan, I want to say something. You were just mentioning stakeholders and as a web developer, you can stay 20 years in the company, you will never meet stakeholder. So like, you guys seem like a really big deal. That means if something is wrong with data, can it cost the entire company?
Yes, it can. If something is not spotted in time, it can cause an entire company to fail. If something is misunderstood or the wrong question is asked, it can cause great harm.
Oh wow!
Both in terms of revenue, reputation, a lot is at stake. So
Wow. Because you just kept mentioning stakeholders and like our stakeholder is our laptop. That's all we do.
You guys are ballers now. You guys are
But yeah, that's actually something to think about. And the way you put it, it basically means if there's no data, a lot of you guys cannot do anything like reasonable.
I agree.
Yeah, and I think it just got me thinking. Maybe that's why there are not a lot of. I mean, there are not a lot of data scientists in Nigeria. Like they are, but compared to the number of developers or designers, and that's because I guess our country we don't have that much data.
I think our data is
Available.
scattered.
Yeah, and it's I don't even think it's digitized or something. Yeah, because you can go to police station or
Pen and paper.
exactly. So it's actually something to actually think about. Like
Yeah.
data needs to exist and stuff. So yeah, thank you very much for that insightful rundown
Like
and breakdown.
expository.
Yeah, actually
Yeah.
learned
You're
something.
welcome.
Yeah. So for I would always say web developers because we are web developers. We know a lot about web development.
I used to be a web developer.
What are you saying? Got you.
What are you now?
So like what's the roadmap? He's still a web developer.
I podcast full time.
He's still writing HTML.
I'm a full time podcaster now. Like that's my day job.
Wow, that sounds cool.
Yeah.
All
So
right.
so what's the roadmap for learning, like for a data scientist? So I want to get into data science because data science in Nigeria is becoming more prominent. People are seeing it more and they're seeing it as an alternative to the other current popular ones like web development, mobile, and every other one. So a lot of people want to join data science, like a crazy amount of people, especially people that did not study computer science or people that didn't study anything relating to
and there's a lot
computing.
of money too.
And people that are not really comfortable with writing like serious code, like writing code for the web or anything else. So what do you think is the roadmap for a data scientist, someone that wants to join data science? Where should they start from? Should they focus on data science from the start like you did? Or they could try other aspects and then follow data science?
Eventually,
or what do you think is the best path for them?
Okay, so for me, I tried other aspects. As I mentioned, I tried web development. It didn't work for me.
Yeah.
I actually worked for 9 months in a web development company while in school. So yeah, I actually tried other aspects.
Wow.
But if someone wants to get started in data science, as I mentioned earlier, I would first ask them to start with data analysis. So there's a lot of free data online, even though they may not be in Nigeria. Try to work around the data, clean it, run it, look for patterns, give them draw visualizations, come up with reports. So when you can start with data, when you can analyze data, on a basic level, the next step you can look at is query languages. So many online courses give you the data via CSV files already, but in the real world, most times, if you're working in a company or you're working for yourself or on a project, you most likely will not get that data to CSV file. You have to get it from the database. So you have to be comfortable with query languages so you can query the database.
Okay.
So it's good to learn at least one or two. Yes, 1 or 2 query languages. Helpful.
Yeah.
Then on the side, it's helpful to have a bit like basic or intermediate knowledge of statistics and probability and some math. I understand that math is a bit scary for some people, but it's very helpful, especially as you go advanced and building advanced models, because it helps you understand the math behind this model so that you can tune it to fit your use case appropriately. But if you don't really understand the math behind these algorithms, you're just using them, you're not getting the best out of them. So it's helpful to have at least basic or intermediate knowledge of statistics and probability, a bit of linear algebra and calculus. You don't have to go to advanced. Just basic knowledge.
You're scaring me, man.
So this argument that we have, like learning math, we're learning this, we're learning that, but we're not going to use it in the future. Sorry to those people now.
No, but we had an episode where we talked about debunking myths. Yeah. I don't know. I can't remember what episode that was. Wow, I've come a long way.
I think it's the first episode or second.
No, I think third or second. Okay. So we talked about is it before you get into tech, should you learn math and stuff? And I think Aniekan has just cleared your doubts. So if Emmanuel, I know it's Emmanuel that will say something like that.
No.
I think it depends on the area in tech you want to go into. When I see arguments like that, because I studied computer science in a public university, and there are a lot of arguments that is a waste of time. Honestly, for me, it wasn't. It's one of the best decisions I made. Obviously, if I had a better understanding, better uni, but studying computer science in university was one of the best decisions I made because I did a lot of math. So I did math till my 300 level, and I did statistics till my final year. So when I have to learn anything new, obviously I don't remember everything I did, but if I have to revise, it's easier for me to do because I've had the basics knowledge. So I would say for math and tech, it depends on the area in tech you want to go into. If you intend to go into data science and intend to go in depth in building models, it's helpful to have the knowledge. It's not that if you didn't do computer science, you cannot learn it, or if you didn't do math, you can't learn it. You can. But if you have the previous knowledge, obviously it's easier. But if you don't have to say, okay, that is not for me. It's still for you. You just have to put in more work in learning the math and the statistics. So so when you learn that and continue the roadmap now, you can now go. You can do it concurrently, to be honest, because the math, the statistics, the algebra is not that you need it immediately. So it's not like, okay, I must learn it now. You can just be doing it as a side or in your free time. So you can start exploring the different models. You can start from machine learning, maybe supervised models, try out unsupervised models with different data types, solve different problems, do side projects, I think this is something that many of us would know in tech. It's not just to take tutorials and to learn and to study and to read books and to watch videos. It's also to actively write code, actively work on projects. So try out different machine learning algorithms, supervised, unsupervised, solve different problems. There's a website called Kaggle, kaggle.com. There are competitions that are posted there. So you can join a competition. Most of them have cash prizes. When you're starting out, you may not win, obviously, but it's a good thing.
You actually make a very, very good point.
I think my final project, I stole some data from Kaggle or
Kaggle.
Covenant University.
It's not still. I just wanted to say that.
Covenant University, you can hear the kind of students you're producing.
But it was actually really fun. Like when I worked on it, I felt like a Superman.
Like a rock star. I bet Aniekan feels like that every day.
I can imagine. That was so nice.
That's actually really helpful advice. Especially part of doing side projects. I remember someone talked about that yesterday as well at the event.
So when you're comfortable with some models, then you should actually try to deploy models to production. It's something that many people don't know or don't learn because they just don't have the opportunity. So if you can go that extra mile, learn to maybe convert your notebooks to scripts because most data science code is written in notebooks. Convert your notebook to scripts and deploy them and then have that experience as well. So that if you get to work on a big project that has to be deployed, you have that experience. So if you work with a company, you have that experience as well of post production. So that's
I have a joke
No, not now.
now actually.
Okay.
So web developers, our projects die in localhost. So for data science, they die in Jupiter, not Mars, not Earth. Okay.
I think we're going to cut this part out. I'm sorry, listeners.
No, but that is a bad joke. Just for
But I have a question though. So, I think people mention production a lot, and I don't think everybody knows what production means. So let's help our listeners understand what production is.
Sure.
Because production means the natural word is like when you produce something. So let's be clear on what production means.
So when I say production, I mean online for people to access it on their different devices. So that's what I mean by production.
Yeah, that's the real stuff.
Okay, Aniekan, you mentioned, we talked about how costly, messing up data can be for a company.
Yeah.
And I just got thinking, how much influence would you say data science could also have? Like, do you have proof or statistics that, okay, this company was doing this way, and then when they employed a data scientist, this was how it became, because they could now clean their data, they knew what was happening behind the scenes and all of that. So like, what would you say, maybe in your own experience, you could also talk about your own experience, but like the biggest impacts that you saw that you're like, okay, wow, data science could actually change a lot of things in tech right now?
Okay.
Yeah.
So, not my experience.
I believe it's more than.
Okay.
Okay, I'm listening.
So, not my experience, but I've read a few blogs from data scientists, or watched a few videos from data scientists at companies like Amazon, Spotify, Netflix. How data science. So for Amazon, how data science has helped them, even in as little as placing products to increase revenue, maybe during
Wow.
Yeah. So even for Netflix, video recommendation system in Netflix is it's amazing, as it's for some people, and Spotify as well. So it has increased the number of hours or minutes users interact and spend on the app. So for me, personally, like personal experience. So there's a company I worked for sometime last year. I worked for last year, and we were building like a media platform rather. So how data science was used to improve the numbers for that particular product was, first of all, advanced analytics. So if you have a media platform, the people that are publishing on your platform will be interested in knowing the analytics. So if you can offer them advanced analytics, it is more incentive for people to actually switch to your platform, because they know what their audience are looking out for, and it guides them to create more useful content. So if we didn't have that advanced analytics, I don't think many people would have been encouraged to come to the platform, because what do I benefit? So
yeah, sounds good. So I'd like to chip in something.
Okay.
So you're talking about the influence of data science in tech and companies, right? So there's this buzz around Apple Music and Spotify, the roundup thing, the replay. So that's data science, right?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, most likely. Algorithm and stuff. And sometimes it feels like these apps are reading your mind.
Yeah.
On YouTube Music, I heard the recommendations are so good.
Yeah.
Like
it's Google.
Like they will tell you, they will recommend the music before you even see. Do you know that was wanted to play?
So for Spotify rap, users and Apple Music to say, that's actually data analysis, because they're just analyzing the data that you've already fed them. So your activity throughout.
I think Apple Music replay is not a good share. Like a lot of people complain that statistics
is accepted here.
Please. I can't have Tim Cook coming at me on this show, please. We're just starting.
Well, I would say that Spotify is more fancy to look at, if that's anything.
Yeah, definitely.
So
Aniekan, can you tell us a little bit about where you work right now, Stears?
Okay.
Can you tell us a little bit about your work there, how the company is, culture, every other thing, like what the company's goals are, what the company is itself, stuff like that.
Okay. So Stears is an intelligence company located in Nigeria, Africa currently, that aims to digitize the data market and define a new standard for access to quality analysis and data. So that's goal of Stears. So we do this by providing fluid access to data and insights in different formats. So either by we have articles on Stears Business, which you can find at www.stearsng.com, or by monthly reports, which we produce. We sometimes in collaboration with other companies, sometimes by ourselves. So as a data scientist at Stears, I handle analysis of internal and external data to draw relevant insights for decision making. So some internal decisions we have to make, because we are a data-driven company, we have to use data to guide our decisions as a company first. And for the external data, maybe for reports, for articles, or any other projects we're working on, I also work on the data to draw insights from the data. Yeah, so that's a brief summary.
Okay. All right.
No, that's great. I have something else to chip in. Sorry. You mentioned like you guys are a data-driven company, and obviously most of your decisions are based on data.
Yeah.
Do you think that can be taken to the extreme where you don't make any decision without the data, and there are some decisions that, let's say, like really
lunch.
simple. Yeah. Like, is it possible for you to take it very extreme? Like, sorry, like there was this comedy video I was watching. Yeah, so the guy was like, people that bring statistics that doesn't like them. That imagine someone telling you that do you know that 80% of people that are beaten by sharks are in the beaches? And then he was like, duh, humans only go to the beach. So like that kind of thing now.
Well, I would say that if there are any crucial decisions we have to make, I would say that if there are any crucial decisions we have to make and we don't have data for that decision for some reason and we cannot get the data, we have people that have experience and skill, so we would trust their judgment to make that decision. But
okay.
And there's also, I think the thing with data is you don't just use raw data, so you look out for patterns and you make sure you interpret it appropriately, because some people actually misinterpret data, which makes them make wrong decisions, and they now blame the data, but they didn't interpret it properly. But yeah, we really rely on data a lot. There's this statement my CEO likes to say, is by W. Edward Deming, and it goes, "In God we trust, all others will use data." So yes, we are very reliable on data.
Wow, that's cool. All right. So everyone listening can tell that Aniekan is a pretty big deal. Yeah, she's a total rock star, and it was a privilege having you on this show. Yeah, so we're actually rounding up now. We're actually done with the episode, but there's something we always do at the end of every episode. Remember, at the beginning of the episode, we ask you if you are not in tech, what would you be doing if you're not in tech? Mm-hmm. And then at the end of the episode, every time we have guests, we usually either play a game with them or we ask them a very ridiculous question. So on today's episode, we're going to ask you a ridiculous question. Kind of.
It's not ridiculous, actually. Okay. It's fun.
Bring it on.
All right, so
here goes the question. If data science was a musical instrument, which would it be?
What kind of instrument? What?
It would be a drum.
A drum?
I feel like
web development is a drum. Yeah, it's so noisy. There's so many noises. Like, I thought it was more like a violin or something.
Data can be very noisy. It's not that.
Oh, yeah.
It's very impossible.
Okay.
Yes, it will be a drum.
Then, yeah, but like web development is also very loud. Like there are 1 million frameworks every single day. So I mean, but yeah, that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah,
that's cool. All right. Thank you so much, Aniekan, for coming on this episode. Really appreciate you. Yeah, we're actually really, really, really thankful that you came down here. All right. So for anybody that wants to connect with Aniekan, we're going to link her socials in the description below. I believe, I think Twitter should do.
Yeah.
If you have any questions, and if you are not sure about asking her, you can always shoot us, a tweet or an email. Aniekan's Twitter is @_Aniekan_, right? I got that right? Yeah. So I'm just going to link that in the description below. Right. Thank you so much once again. And I think that's it.